Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2022 Eagle Eye Open. We are here in Armuchee, Georgia for this beautiful location here at Haywood Valley, the Georgia Super Series stop number 1. Comrade, we were here last year. We're back for 2022 in this amazing property. What can the people expect from this venue?
If they haven't watched the first time that we covered this, they need to go stop right now, go back and watch that. No, I'm just joking. But this is a spectacular temp course. It is a temp course, but it's often laid out in the same configuration. And this year we have added holes. They have expanded the property, so there's more than before. Here we have Dave Feldberg representing out of Edenton, Georgia. Last year he came into second place. I don't think he wants to finish there again.
Whoa.
Here we have the hair that is attached to Matt Versola, playing out of Alpharetta, Georgia. Here we have Nathan Goodwin,
Good old
playing out of
dog.
Sugar Hill. Look at that shiny shirt.
Representing EV7.
And we also have Ezra Goodwin. That's right, from Sugar Hill. That is his son, out here playing with his dad.
Fun to see the father-son dynamic on this one.
Here we go. Hole 1 is a par 3 coming in at 400 feet or just over 120 meters for those outside of the United States. You see a lot of wide open area here to start off. You have a lot of open on the right. You don't want to go left unless you go far left. You'll be blocked from getting to the basket. There's only a few trees to miss on the right side before you swing in. And I think everyone on this card should have what, a stock 400-foot hyzer? Is that like standard issue here?
Pretty much.
It's not though, but yes.
It does play a bit uphill, as you can see also from the pennants here on the tee. There is a bit of a head right to left wind, which would definitely affect that hyzer. Dave Feldberg on the box playing open, looking for his 22nd consecutive year with an MPO victory.
Oh, and he manages to, Dave is a true disc golfer, managing to find the soul tree out there in the middle of the field by itself.
Yeah, going with his trusty Echo Destroyer. Got Versola up next.
Oh, he's getting pushed over by that headwind as well. He
See that?
misses that tree. Oh, but finds the other tree that's out in the fairway by itself.
You can see just from the first 2 throws that these discs are dancing up and down on these airstreams here as it's making its way towards the pin.
That one's turned over to the right, and he also finds
It's the veteran tree.
So 3 for 3 so far, and this is not one of the wooded holes. So Ezra keeps it down out of the wind, but that's going to sacrifice some distance there. I think he has the arm to fully get there if he needed.
Yeah, if you haven't seen Ezra throw yet, and we haven't really seen him unleash yet, he's got quite the arm. He's a college pitcher, I believe, also.
Dave leaves that a little short. It may have obstructed his upcoming putt there.
Yeah, he's usually very accurate with that sinus.
Maybe he miscalculated because of the headwind.
Need a little wider on that one.
Yep.
Swinging it just around that last set of skinny trees there, giving him about a 15-footer.
And he won't be obstructed. Solar from like Circle's 2 Edge or something.
Oh my goodness. Right off the bat with a run back here for MTV. Big thank you to Doggone Good Disc Golf for sponsoring the run backs for this event. Look at this nice floaty bid, catching a right side and dropping on in.
You couldn't have wanted it any better.
Yeah, that's a great start there.
See if Ezra can follow it up with a layup. He just followed it up with a layup.
Smart layup there.
And Dave having to stretch out around these little small twigs to make the putt, but that's no problem for the veteran there.
Nice focus there. Definitely not the putt you want for par to start your day, but always a good one when it goes in. Goodwin cleaning up as well. Looks like we're going to have 3 pars and a birdie here to close out hole 1. Oh, we got a little dicey on the left-hand side. These baskets are not traditionally what you would see, but Everybody has to play on the same basket, so everybody's on the same level playing field.
They look weird, but they're not that bad. They're not.
They're really not.
I'd rather play on those than some of these other baskets that are out on the market. No one mention any names.
Hole 2. A fun one here. You've got a gap coming out here into a straightaway. It's a par 4, 525 feet. Once you get out into this open field, don't necessarily have all the open field that you're looking at. It's really a placement and landing here that's going to set you up for your second shot as this turn starts to make its way from right to left. Then you got a tunnel heading down into this basket here. Ideally, you want to finish more to your right-hand side off the tee to give yourself an open look at the hyzer line for your second shot here to get the birdie. MTV with plenty of distance on the forehand here. I like the forehand shape on this hole, just getting out of this tunnel. Misses the trees he has to miss. And it's out in the open.
Gives himself a slightly longer path to get to the tunnel, but as long as you have a way to get there is what you're really looking for off the tee here.
Dave going Echo Destroyer again. I love this move.
Oh, that right there is... That may have gone too far. Oh, right on the edge. Okay. Right at the mouth of the tunnel there.
Pushing that right around just past the 400 mark to get to that turn there.
Nathan is flirting with those two trees off the tee by the short pad, but he makes it out there. And wow.
That is a laser. It just needs to beat that corner. What a... oh my
He's
goodness.
In the tunnel?
What a shot.
No one does that. No one does that.
You couldn't have placed it any better. And that couldn't have been more than, what, 4 feet off the ground the entire way. That is some elite power there.
Well, that didn't get turned over enough, but that tree helps him out and kicks him down. Versola there. Yeah,
I'm
just still in shock from that. I'm still in shock from that drive.
Yeah, that was something to see there. We talked about him having an arm.
Yeah. Well, got a little kiss from the tree there to help him stay inside circles one or right at circle one's edge instead of ending up in the bushes there.
Dave with a little tricky poke around and hyzer shot here with that Zenus, and that's more of what we expect to see with that yellow disc in his hand.
Yeah, you seen this?
Mm-hmm. And Ezra with just a little toss-up approach.
I don't know how he resisted the edge to get the urge to get that eagle. I wouldn't have been able to do it.
Yeah.
I would have definitely been taking the par after missing. Ooh, left that off to the left just a bit.
Thought it was going to start the day with back-to-back jumpers. He drops in the par there. Nate with this left for his birdie. Relatively calm day. We've played this course and filmed this course in much windier conditions. And
hey, it's not over yet.
That is true. Once we start kind of climbing the mountain, things can kind of change. But so far, pretty calm.
Yeah.
Everybody under par now.
Moving on to hole 3 is a par 3 coming in at 320. You have this gap that you're playing out of, this short tunnel that you're playing out of. It kind of opens up just a bit. It's a little bit more friendly on the right side as you make your way down versus the left side. But once you approach and get into the meat of the guardian trees, you really have to pick your line and know exactly where you want that disc to go. There are those invisibles that you can't see from the tee that could affect your flight, but it is quite possible to park or even ace this hole.
Feldberg first on the box. We missed his tap out on the previous hole. Sometimes he just steps up and just drops it in. So Oh, that's a
That's a
little
little
low.
low. Yeah, it's going to leave a little meat there.
That was the line he wanted, though. I believe that's one of his old A-time rocks.
That's a little better. If it finds its way through all the trees. Oh my goodness,
It's
yes.
in between.
And that's no, that was the line he was going for. I said you have to pick your line off the tee. That was the line he was going for.
That's the third hole in a row we've seen kind of like a lowish release from Ezra there. I wonder if that's just his natural release.
It may be something that's related to how he pitches. So that it kind of translates over into his disc golf game. Possibly. I don't know. I'm making assumptions here. It sounds good. I'm going to stick to it.
Okay.
Oh, that's a full committed putt.
Gets that one up, yeah.
Yeah.
Dave with a long
Dave
look here. Is that the Mentos putter? It is. Drop in.
Oh.
Just off the band, quote unquote.
Is that a bar? Because it's round? I don't.
It's something. It's a birdie preventer, whatever it is.
We just call it the top. Did not prevent MTV from getting that birdie, though.
2 for 3 start there for MTV. Nate dropping in the birdie as well. Outdoing his son on this one. Good par hit there for Ezra, and Dave will have the tap in here for par as well.
Dave kind of struggling to get the putter out, and Ezra was struggling to get the mini up. We know the struggle. We know the struggle.
Oh, yeah. Hole 4. 215 feet of some of the tightest disc golf you're going to find in Georgia. Par 3. Either come out through this tunnel here and then have your disc start working its way over to the left-hand side. Very specific gap you have to kind of work your way into. A lot of skinny trees and guardians all along this green. If you can make the gap, you've successfully navigated part 1. If you can get anywhere inside of this tree line, you've got a good shot at a birdie. But one of the more difficult par 3s you're going to find out here.
Yeah, the gap that may appear over on the right is not really there. You have to take the gap straight ahead.
Like that. Just needs to move left.
And then
2 straight.
Up, did miss the trees. Yep.
It's a very specific shot. It's an overstable putter, mid-range, or a flare skip, or whatever MTV is lining up here that shouldn't work, but looks like it may.
Wow, he went 2 straight too, but got a friendly kick.
He throws a flippy disc on forehand that just kind of turns left the entire way out of his hand.
Yeah.
Dave, I wonder if Dave is going to try the flare skip. No, just went right at it with his triple X.
And that is past the basket. That's such a good shot, really.
Mm-hmm. He's pushed
and
it.
Ezra has gone all the way. He's closer to the whole 5's tee pad than he is the basket. That's hard to do as well.
He found some kind of secondary fairway that I didn't know was there. As many times have we played out here.
Oh, that was a great line, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Hitting the flagpole there.
Mm-hmm.
Long comeback here now for Ezra, with some obstruction still in the way.
Yeah, he gave it a good solid bed there, but hung it out to the right just a little bit. He'll have an easy comeback for the par. Dave trying to up everyone on the card with a birdie here.
Good hit.
And like it was nothing. You know? He's seen that putt 100 times before.
Probably a few more than that. Matt here with a birdie.
Yeah, I forgot how close he was.
Got a friendly kick there. Put him only about 18 feet from the pin. Ezra with a solid comebacker there for the par.
So the Goodwin boys will walk off with pars for the household.
I wonder if Statmando has
Father-son stats?
No, I was thinking of Feldberg birdie stats, like how many birdies he's gotten in his career.
Ooh, that's a lot of data.
Mm-hmm.
Hole 5 coming in at a par 4, 460 feet. You'll see this common theme here. We have a open fairway, so to speak, and then you have a tunnel that you have to navigate. So again, off the tee, you really need to have a placement shot so that you have a way to attack this tunnel. And this tunnel is a little bit smaller than the ones that we had before, especially for par 4s. And then once you get to the green, there is a creek just behind it. But don't worry, it plays as casual. Every year this hole changes because of those trees. They keep growing.
Matt trying to push into the actual gap there, but gets left, and he's going to be in that little creek bed, a dry creek bed on the left-hand side, but he may not have an out there. There are lots of trees that block your way back out. Yeah.
He may have fared a little bit better had he not hit off the road, had he skipped off the grass, but
that looks pretty good.
Dave just drops the disc out to line up the hole, the tunnel.
Trying the turnover line, but this is not getting over the way he'd like. And he's on that path there on the left-hand side.
So it's going to give him a strange angle to get to that tunnel. And looks like Ezra's going for the basket. No, he almost lined up the gap too, but he's a little far to the right of the mouth of the tunnel.
It's a very particular gap, and if you're off by just a couple of feet, it just makes everything so much more difficult.
Yeah.
That's what I like about this course. The distances are good, and it's so much about placement golf that it doesn't necessarily reward you if you can bomb something 600 feet. Misses a lot of trees there and gets back to the middle.
Yeah.
He's going to have a long look at it there. Oh, not even a long look, inside the circle.
Or at the circle's edge at the furthest.
Dave here wanted to be a little bit more left, but he's still got a turnover line he can toss here. Oh, he knew right away.
Yeah.
I thought that was good, but just slightly too much there on the left-hand side.
That just looked like he got clothesline. I don't know how he hit a tree, but looked like he got clothesline in a wrestling ring. But
as we're starting to see the ribbons there on the top of the flags, there's some wind starting to kick in through this property now. As we're moving closer to the mountain, it gets a little bit windier.
Oh, great shot.
Beautiful touch there for MTV. Dave over here near the creek bed on the left-hand side of the hole.
Just put it up there. Oh, yeah, you can see the ribbons moving there. And with this being considered a wooded course, with there being no foliage on the trees, it doesn't stop any wind whatsoever.
Yeah.
It doesn't slow it down. It may even speed it up.
Good putt there for Nathan, as you can see. Again, the ribbon's moving, his shirt moving. There's definitely some wind starting to kick up now.
Oh, he pushed a little further back than I thought. But not a problem for him.
Putting it on over the cage and in the basket. Matt with this left for his 3. Good birdie there. Dave looking to clean up the par here. There are rocks all over the screen too. So even if you're 10 feet away, your footing can be a little tricky there on those little putts. You can also lose an ankle out here.
Or a knee.
Yeah. Matt with a hot start, 4 down so far. Nathan right on his heels, just 1 stroke off the pace. Hole 5A. This is one of the newer additions to this course this year. It's a par 3 at 325 feet. This hillside moving from left to right affects the first half to 2/3 of your drive there. Your disc is kind of fighting gravity, moving from right to left. Then have to try to find this gap here and swing the disc more on over to your left-hand side. There's more of a slope on the actual green coming back down towards the roadway that leads to the next tee box there. Really a tricky one. There's a couple of different gaps you can aim for in this tree line here. The one straight ahead kind of makes the most sense, but you can also cut this corner a little early to try to kind of cheat the hole. Like that.
Oh.
But he clips a tree there. It's one that I think there still needs to be, it needs to be beat in more.
Yeah.
And then you'll start to see the lines really kind of differentiate themselves here.
It is 100% gettable. There's no question to that. It's just you have to throw the right shot and not hit a tree.
Yeah, that was probably too straight anyhow, but he gets a kickback over.
Very specific line you got to throw.
Mm-hmm. Dave, I believe, throwing an Emperor here, going up towards the gap, and he makes it around the corner. He's going to have a look there. And that's the other thing, is you throw it and you don't know what happens to the disc on the second half of its flight because you lose sight of it right about there.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty good shot, too. He'll have a long look, possibly, depending on what the trees are looking like in his way. And if you're anywhere on this side here, the footing is just so... There's so many leaves and everything just kind of wants to sweep out your feet from under you. Ooh. That one coming in hot towards you. See what Nate's got here.
The first free hit wasn't great. The second one didn't really affect him, but he should be able to make that comeback putt.
It's like Ezra's got a look here.
Ooh.
He swings it past, yeah. Mm-hmm. Sat down, though. We've seen plenty of rollaways here. Matt for the par.
Oh.
Gets the bouncer off the cage. Luckily, it sits down, didn't roll away too far.
Mm-hmm.
Is this Dave's birdie look?
It is.
Well, there you go.
Great drive. That's the drive that you need. He found the line exactly.
Good birdie to get there on that hole.
Mm-hmm. We don't have full stats for the round, but I'm pretty sure I'm willing to bet money that put strokes on the field.
I'd say that's a pretty safe bet there. Matt taking the unfortunate bogey there. Nathan cleaning up the par, and Ezra looking to do the same.
And he does.
Pretty confident stroke for the young man.
Mm-hmm.
He's making all the comebackers. A three-way tie at the top so far.
Here we go on hole 6. This is a par 5, one of my favorites. You're playing out of a small gap again into this open field. You really need to get very particular placement unless you're going to hit this gap from the tee. It is possible. Once you get in here, you'll have to navigate these other trees. There's 2 pseudo fairways here on the left, one following the road up, the other taking the path that the drone took. Then you have an approach up to the basket with a slight rollaway chance from left to right. A really, really fun hole. Different ways to play it.
And very eagleable. We've seen eagles on this hole before.
Yes.
Oh my, Dave pushes all the way past the gap and he's pretty much centered it.
That's not the gap that you enter on, but that's exactly where you want the disc to be.
Mm-hmm. There's also these like trees like right by the tee pad that can kind of get in your head because you feel like your hand could potentially smack them on a follow through.
Nate makes the gap there. That's good.
Let's see if Ezra
where this one goes.
Yeah, let's see what he gets on this one. There's some height to that one.
Oh, look at that.
Got some.
Oh, it's going to hook up though and put him over on the left. Looks like he stays on the hill over there too. He didn't get any friendly roll down to the road, so he'll be scrambling from that drive. I wasn't sure what gap MTV was taking.
If that gets right, it's going to be good.
He threw it a little too straight. Yep, it stayed straight, didn't hook up on him, so he's over there on that hillside too.
He's probably going to be a little closer to the roadway, so his footing might be a little better than what Ezra's going to be looking at. We'll have to wait and see.
Oh,
he gets Invisilim'd over to the left-hand side.
He'll still be able to
But
scramble over there from over there to get to the basket and still have a shot at bird.
yeah, with the distance on this hole only being in the 700s, it's possible to have a bad shot and still recover and get a birdie. As this has turned into, I don't know if he meant to throw a forehand roller.
I don't know either, but it kind of worked out.
Yeah,
He's up there. He'll have a circle 2 maybe putt at it.
As we're here with several trees blocking his way. A little Annie forehand out.
And a friendly kick by the tree. That's going to give him a putt.
Mm-hmm.
A long putt for the eagle.
A long eagle bit there. Dave with the best of the bunch here. He's got a little turnover. Is he going roller?
Oh, no, it's a roller.
He's going, oh, this is nice. Right up
coming up the
halfway.
road, put on his turn signal. Oh, that rock stopped the momentum, but he still has a decent look.
Oh, he's inside the circle for an eagle look, even with that rock.
Yeah, that should be a pretty routine up and down there.
Matt here from a knee. A little bit of uphill work to do.
That's not from a knee. That's from a thigh. He's down there.
Beautiful.
And right underneath the basket.
On TV with some of the silkiest forehand approaches you'll see. He's just so skilled and well versed in that shot.
Oh, and we got it. We got the eagle here.
Eagle going. Wow. Once again, big thank you to Doggone Good Disc Golf as we watch this one back here. Ezra jump putt into the hard dead center. Beautifully done there. Dave looking to match.
And we got another double eagle hole here.
Dropping it, and we talked about it being eagleable. Just half the card there, just got it. Now, us mere mortals will be happy with the birdie.
And one had to kind of scramble for it.
Yeah. So even with the bad result on one of the shots, still a birdie there for Matt, a drop-in birdie at that.
Yeah.
Us amateur mortals would be very happy with a birdie on this hole.
Well, I don't know. That's what I expect. So I expect to get a birdie. If I don't get a birdie, then I'm upset.
I've taken a bogey on it, so it can be done.
I've taken a bogey.
Hole 7, par 3, 350 feet, but not really. The hole itself kind of drops the entirety of the way, slowly sloping down towards the actual pin here. It's really just a straight shot. I'm sure we're going to see these guys throwing putters and at the most mid-ranges down to this basket here. And then at the end of it here, it's just a matter of controlling your speed, as this green is quite fast and you can end up skipping to the next tee pad and beyond if you're not careful with your speed control.
Really, the most common miss here is just to not have the line and be off left or right and hit a tree.
Yeah, that one not quite what he was looking for.
This one looks a little too low. Well, it stayed in the middle of the fairway and it's down there, so it actually looked like a faster distance than I would have expected him to throw. This looks nice and floaty and straight. And yes.
Wow. Nice shot. Just matching the grade there. I like the thought process here, just keeping it low and let it kind of hover down.
Yeah. So he got kicked over to the left. We see Dave's disc over there too. They have a pathway to get down. But as you see, it's not just cut and dry. You still have to manage this fairway getting down to the bottom without overshooting it.
Right. Seeing us back in the hand here for Dave gets a little bit of a nice flare, but that's going to be obstructed.
Yeah. Either he wasn't aware that those were right there or he thought he got past those.
And TV's had a couple of these nice looks so far. That one's too high. Not thrilled with the effort there.
Oh, good putt
Goodness.
by Ezra.
Birdie after the eagle.
Yeah.
Dave here with this left for his par. Gets it. Great putt there around the trees, straddling again. Reminiscent of hole 1 with a little bit more technicality on that one.
Mm-hmm.
And Matt with the comeback here.
Looks like he's outside the circle for this comeback.
I hope he was, because he jumped it.
Wait, I'm trying to count the steps. 10, 11. Okay, yeah, he was outside.
All right. Good comeback there for the bogey, and the birdie basically drop in there for Nate Goodwin.
For Papa Goodwin.
A lot of greens and blues, just a couple of reds sprinkled in so far.
Moving on to hole 8, it's a par 3 coming out at 300 feet. As you see, it plays all the way downhill. You have this first grade going down, then it gets flat. You have 2 routes you can go. The route the drone just went was the straight route. There's also a forehand or lefty route, if you call it. The goal is to land by the tractor and have an easy putt. You don't want to get hit by any limbs early, and you kind of don't want to go too far past the tractor because then you have an obstructed putt.
Yeah, they call it the tractor hole. I don't know why, but
that's what they call it?
They call it. That is almost out into the street.
It is a little long there, so we'll have to see what his putt is like coming back.
Nathan taking the straight gap as well. Just needs some hyzer. This is pushing 2 straight.
He's over there by his son, basically.
He's
if not further away.
I think they're having their private distance competition between the 2 of them. They didn't tell anybody else on the card.
Oh, it must have been Nate that picked this hole, so he had some type of advantage. There's a lot of wind out there, too.
Whoa, that got some wind bouncing.
We just saw that one dancing.
But checks up nicely.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have a look for the birdie. Matt, the only one taking the forehand route here. Just needs to beat that last set of trees.
Whoa.
And that one came in with some zip.
I wouldn't... if I was on the tee box, I probably would have thought that was going to be an ace run, but he is back there. That was a good bid there. We see the feather on the top of the basket. The wind is definitely playing with these putts here.
And that one lifted it right out of his hand. And that is by no means an easy comeback he's got left here.
Yeah, you hate that you're still out.
Wow, good hit.
I'm going to say I expect Ezra to be a better than average putter just because of his dad. Right?
Yeah.
His dad is a good putter, and if you're being taught how to play by a family member, you have your dad at home with the basket, I expect that to be one of your strong suits.
Yeah. Dave getting the right-hand side. Love bringing it in for the birdie. Bringing him to 6 down so far. Maintaining at least a 1-stroke advantage over Nathan. Matt a little low, hitting the cage.
I don't know if he was expecting lift or if it was slightly obstructed. The line was right, but...
Oh, yeah, we had a CTP question here as to who had it. I believe Dave had gotten it by a couple of inches.
Oh, that's why Dave left his mini.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on, folks. It's not over. We have a few more holes to go.
Yeah. Hole 9, the Chapel hole, 475-foot par 3, probably the most open hole on the property itself. This is just grip and rip. The basket itself is going to be perched in the doorway of this actual chapel. It is not a mandatory However, we've seen plenty of people get blocked off by this chapel if you're too far left or right, and can definitely pinch your ability to make the putt. It's also slightly uphill.
It is.
So it plays even further. This is a bomb out here by Feldberg getting over on that Echo Destroyer. And that
It is slightly uphill, and there's always guaranteed wind. Even if it's not a windy day, there's going to be something on this hole.
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my. Oh, my.
Oh, wow. Okay. Obviously, I wasn't far enough back.
So about 450 uphill with a headwind. Not
yes.
bad. On one angle the entire way.
Yeah. This is what you expect to see right there.
Yeah. Matt getting a nice flip up on that one. And this is way out there as well. And he is outdriven young Ezra Goodwin. Matt Versola, no slouch in the distance department himself, known as a forehand player, and just whomping on a backhand there. Is he going to hit the bell? Okay.
He didn't hit the bell, but he made it past the chapel. That's typically the plays, just to get past it so you can have a putt without having to worry about it being obstructed.
Oh,
well,
almost.
I was about to say that's exactly what Dave did, but he actually ran that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is the weird angle you get if you're to the right or left of the actual chapel here. He's going to try and bang it off the crossing in. No.
I'm glad to see the MTV is a mere mortal as well.
Nate getting the par there.
Dave as well.
Mm-hmm.
We should have just a pretty straightforward party here.
Matt peeking around the corner there, seeing if he can putt yet. Luckily, he ended up right in the middle of the doorway.
Yes.
So pretty typical there. You're usually going to see pars all around on that hole.
Hole 10 is a par 3 coming in at 385 feet. Really no true obstructions off the tee, but you do have to check your route because you can go forehand or backhand. The drone is taking a straight flight to it. Typically, you won't go this way because of the slope on the hill going from left to right will affect the flight of the disc and as well as how it lands. There's also a slightly steeper slope right by the basket going from left to right that you have to be aware of because you could end up slightly out of place or obstructed with those trees.
Also a road on the left-hand side, which is out of bounds. It rarely comes into play, but one bad kick can put you out there. It's Dave Feldberg is inside of 15 feet with a ridiculous drive.
Inside of 10 feet.
Jeez.
Oh, I don't think that's going to drift far enough.
See if the hillside's going to suck it back down towards the pin. It does not.
Nope. So he's going to have a long downhill putt.
Let's see how fearless he is if he's going to lay that up and run it.
This is the hyzer route he's going here.
Mm-hmm. And this used to be a lot thicker on that right-hand side.
Yeah.
So it was a much more obstructed hyzer before. A lot more open now. Really just, and a lot of that had to do with some weather that came through and knocked out a lot of these trees out.
Ooh.
It almost hit the one tree you don't want to hit.
Yeah. I think that was a little bit offline. I don't think that was the gap he wanted to go for. He missed it. He missed the gap just enough to get another gap, but he still is going to have a long putt, slightly, possibly obstructed.
Oh, wow. Floaty bid, and there's the price you pay for running that putt.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's no look there.
No. He's got limbs in the way there. I mean, like an air bouncy line drive type of putt maybe, but...
Slight headwind, too, and he's putting from underneath the basket, so yeah, that's all he can do there.
Almost impossible to give it the height it needs. Nathan.
With the bird.
Them Goodwins can putt. Can't say that now.
Oh,
So with the comebacker, he gets to bounce off the top there, but settles.
yeah, that should be easy enough putback for him.
Fortunate bogey there, but it can happen really quickly on this hole with the rollaway potential. A par.
MTV putting in his par. And Dave with like literal drop-in birdie.
Can't play it much better than that.
Well, Dave still holding on to that one-stroke lead over Nathan Goodwin.
Hole 10A. I believe this is the end of our front here. Par 3, 333 feet. Again, the roadway now becomes much more of a real obstacle over on your left-hand side. You see the drone here kind of drifting from right to left. That's about the shot shape that you're going to need to attack this hole for the birdie. Last third of this hole, very tight tunnel, very short, skinny trees on the left and right-hand side that can block your birdie putt if you're not exactly on line.
Yeah, and with the wind, you really don't want to take the over-the-top approach. I'm glad I said that and he didn't do it. Okay.
Yeah.
But the wind may have just kept him out from getting into the tunnel there. And this is one of the holes that you got to decide what you're going to do as far as, are you going to lay up for the position or are you going to try to push in and then be obstructed? There's a lot going on, even though it's only 333 feet.
Yeah, I don't expect to see layups from this group. Nobody's quite made the gap yet.
Everyone is laid up.
Yeah,
either intentionally or unintentionally.
The hole may decide for you what you're going to do. This is pushed over too far to the right.
Yeah,
and gets a
and
kick
got kicked to the right. Oh, but he got lucky and got kicked out and not into the woods. So he'll still have some type of over-the-top play from here.
He may have a grenade or something. Matt flaring one beautifully into the gap there.
Hopefully he still has a putt, not obstructed.
Yep, overhand. And gets to roll out.
Shot. There's a potential to do that and still end up in the trees and end up obstructed, but he actually bounced all the way out to the basket, so that's great.
Dave doing just about all he can there. And Nathan, maybe? I don't know if he's going to try to run a knee forehand line drive putt for birdie here, but
I don't remember him having like a forehand. He typically doesn't throw forehands. I guess it's like a scramble mode forehand, but
yeah, it worked.
Yeah.
He's just got to back out of there slowly.
MTV down to a knee. Just to be level with the basket, make it that much easier for him.
Veteran move there. Dave with this left for his par.
Those are MVP baskets. I don't know what you're...
Looking like pars all around here.
Mm-hmm. And that is going to wrap up the front half of this round, or part one as we may call it. Dave still with that one stroke lead over Nathan. Have plenty of holes left to play. This is a 2-round event. This is just the first of 2. So more action to come.
Yeah, these guys will be tackling the mountainside on the back half of this course here, so you definitely want to stick around. Plenty of unique challenges still to come. Appreciate you guys checking out the action. Check us out at Ace Run Pro on all of our socials. And we'll see you right back here for the back half of the 2022 Eagle Eye Open.